Hey everyone, it's Peter Grande here with It's Life vlog number 2. I hope you've had a great 2 weeks, and my sincerest apologies about being slightly late with this new video. I did promise to post on a weekly basis, but last week was just so busy that I kind of got carried away, and now I have a lot to talk about. And those of you who went to Pride in Toronto over the weekend, I hope it was fantastic and safe as always. As I mentioned in my first video, I'm a huge fan of going out and dancing, which is something that I don't do too often anymore, but when I do, I really get to enjoy it. So about a week and a half ago, I went out to Carl Cox at Rebel nightclub in Toronto, and it was my first night at Rebel and one of my first time seeing Carl Cox in many years, and I have to say, it was a wicked night. Now, it's kind of expected that when you buy a ticket to a Carl Cox show, your feet will move all night long, because as a pioneer of house, any set that this man plays is guaranteed to have the entire crowd dancing. So when I was purchasing my ticket, that wasn't my worry. My worry was going to Rebel nightclub. I haven't been out in quite some time, and anytime I go to an Inc venue, I never know what I'm going to expect, especially a brand new one. And I'd heard mixed reviews about Rebel on its own already. However, I have to say, the staff were friendly, security weren't that bad, it was quite painless to get in, and the venue itself is so well laid out and so beautiful that I could honestly see myself spending Friday and Saturday there on a regular basis. However, that's a life I've left behind me, so no chance now. Needless to say, there's a little rebel in us all. Now, the week following Carl Cox was an extremely busy one at work, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I really enjoy my job at Keels, so anytime I'm given an opportunity to get involved, that's exactly what I do. So last week, our communications lead at Keels organized and hosted a blogger breakfast to host the launch of Keels Loves Canada for Canada 150. And this was at our Queen Street West location, which was the first to open up in Canada, actually. And throughout the week, I also hosted influencers at our Toronto Eaton Centre store for consultations and Keels Touches for their own personal Keels experiences. And something I love doing is networking and working with influencers in the local Toronto area because they have such great energy and such great passion towards what they do. Now, I mentioned that I'm extremely passionate about working with local influencers from the Toronto area, and that is because they have such great energy and passion towards what they do. So when I get to share time with them, get to share knowledge and experience with them, it really does reinforce why I love what I do, and really does make it easier for me to go to work every day, especially when I get to have so much fun. Here's a short clip of some of the footage from last week with my experiences hosting these influencers at my store at the Toronto Eaton Centre. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is Pride, and I don't want to get into too much detail because it can be a really, really hot political topic at any given time, give or take. Essentially, this was the first year that I did not really indulge in what was being offered, essentially because I didn't really have any strong intent to. Over the last 3 months, I have been assaulted twice, not dangerously, while walking down the street on Yonge Street, and on the premise that I'm gay based off of clear stereotypes. And this hurts. And so to be able to say that the battle is won is definitely not the case. And even just kind of trolling the streets in the evenings at Pride, just kind of walking around, passing through on my way home, I noticed a lot of physical violence as well as a lot of verbal slander being tossed around. And it really, really reminded me that the battle is not over. Dating back to 1973, the first Pride Week, I'm not sure that all of this aligns with exactly what they were pushing for. I mean, the gay liberation movement really was something at its time, and I mean, it is still something because the battle is not over. And it's very clear in what I myself have experienced and what I've even witnessed just in the recent days. That being said, go out and enjoy yourself, but if you're going to, please educate yourself on the premise of it all. That way you understand what the gay liberation movement is and exactly what it is that you're supporting. Because, I mean, without education and the knowledge of heritage, it really does lose its core at some point.
Well, that brings us to the end of It's Life vlog number 2 with me. It's Peter Grande. I cannot thank you enough for watching, and I do promise to be back with video number 3. If I'm not, you can certainly hold it against me, and I'm a man of my word, so go ahead. Until then, have a fantastic week, and as always, go out, enjoy yourself, and just be safe.